some tech support after the show for you if you'd like.
It's all good. I'll see how I go with this, and
No worries.
because I very much appreciate that.
Yep. Well, we're live.
Oh yes, we are. Because do you know the hardest thing about having a new computer is that all of your personalization is gone.
All those settings are gone. Yep, that's
all
what happened to me.
Settings, yep.
First time I opened WoW, the music blaring in my ears. First time I opened Heroes, the music blaring in my ears. The first time I ran any game, it was just blaring in my ears.
Well, that was the fun part, was that I get to play Overwatch now. I'm so excited.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Well, because I had to boot camp my Mac. Yeah, because I had to boot camp it, so I was playing it a little bit, but it was just such a big ordeal having to swap back and forth, and now it's like, yay, there it is.
Well, I would say, yeah, you also get to play Destiny with us, but there's a high probability that we'll be playing Destiny on PS4.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. All of our friends are playing, are planning on going PS4 because one or two of our mates doesn't have a good enough PC to run, but Sirius doesn't have PS4. And so everyone's turned around and said a PS4 is a lot cheaper than a brand new PC.
Oh, that's not fair.
I know, right?
So everyone's going to buy Sirius PS4 instead of buying
which they shouldn't do.
Macross a new computer.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Macross is already running on an old machine that is technically borrowed anyway, but yeah.
Oh, that's very sweet.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
but I honestly
it's just
prefer
because I want to
Destiny
play
on the
with
controller.
You. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping once my computer's all set up, I can do some fun things with it.
Alright. Have we tweeted the things and poked the people's... Alright. I'm just going to quickly duck out and poke the cat for scratching at the door. Back in a minute.
Hug him. Don't poke him. Good boy. I feel like death.
You poor little muffin. Did you stay home today?
No.
You have to stay home.
I know, but there's so much work to do.
Yes, but that's not your problem. There are other people that work with you.
I know,
they can carry the load. Share the load. Hand over the ring.
No, I feel bad too.
You shouldn't feel bad. You gotta focus on getting better, otherwise you end up being sick for so much longer. Like, I'm coming up to a month with what I've had now. It's still here. I mean, at least I have a voice, but I'll be dead voiced by the end of this again.
It better not last for a month.
Okay.
I'll be real angry.
I'm really angry as well. I feel your pain. Being sick for a month.
Yes. Alright. We ready?
Yes, I'm just trying to position everything. I have to... it's also hard. It would be nice if I didn't have to go to work tomorrow and I could just fix all of this, and then I have to redo my UI. Yeah, I have to redo my UI a bit because everything's a bit squishier and...
Yeah.
It'll be worth it. I know that it'll be worth it. What have I done?
Alright.
So.
Sorry, I put it in a weird spot. I found it.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Kind of want to clip that now.
Clip what?
I don't want to repeat saying it because he's gonna do it to me. Fast. Clip what?
No.
I knew it.
No, because I hit the record, and I was gonna say, hey, can you give me a sound test?
Well, there you go. There's your sound test.
I'll delete it. It's fine.
No.
Alright. Are we ready?
Oh, hang on.
Oh.
Hang on. Shit.
Oh?
No, we're not ready because you know what we don't have in the notes, and I thought of it yesterday, so I put a bunch of things in the show notes thing, future show notes.
Yep.
Midsummer Festival starts this week.
Yes, I saw that. Is there new stuff?
Yes.
Are you able to pull that up quickly?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for now.
Cool. Oh, did you see the tweets that we got from that podcasting people?
Vaguely, yes.
Okay.
Right, okay. I've got some stuff. I can just I'll keep it up. It's just on Wowhead, so just let me know and I'll talk about
Just
that.
the link's fine.
Yep.
Cool. Alright. Can I get a countdown when you're ready?
Wait, I'm still here.
No. Alright, fine.
Okay, have a good show.
Bye.
Countdown when you're ready.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to episode 68 of Reins of Azeroth. I'm your host, Spaz Wesson, and I'm joined tonight by my hopefully feeling a lot better co-host, Cinder.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Are you feeling better?
I'm sounding a lot better. I have a voice, but I might start coughing by the end. But, you know, I'm getting there. Better than poor little Sirius. Little Snuffleupagus.
And you're coming in clear from your brand new machine?
Yes, it's very colourful and bright next to me. I've got to get used to that.
Just,
all the pretty lights.
Just put like a tea towel over it if it ever gets too bright.
No, it's pretty. It's very pretty. No, I do like it. It's very cool. I've got a few little bits and pieces to fix, as we were talking about before the show. But I think once it's all going, it should be great. Everything runs really quickly, which is nice. So
yes.
that's really good. And I went into WoW yesterday and I could have all of my settings set to absolute maximum on everything and fly around Dalaran and still have like 70 frames a second.
And you could see the tomb of Sargeras in the distance.
Yep.
You could see High Mountain over there.
There's lightning from the tomb. I didn't know these things. It's amazing.
That's excellent.
It's cool. Yeah, so got a few little things to tweak out, but otherwise she's good. My little Alice.
Did you like the tweet?
Yeah, well, that's what
I honestly wasn't.
Alice things that people sent to me. You know?
I wasn't sure if you would get the reference, but I'm like, they're an Aussie band. I'm sure she'll get it.
Yep. Yeah.
I was gonna make the obvious Alice in Wonderland joke, but then I'm like,
well, that's what it is. She's named
easy.
after Alice in Wonderland. That's the whole point.
Because
she's got a glass wall, so she's through the looking glass.
I was gonna make a very obscure joke about a persona, a demon that you could summon. That's name is Alice. That literally looks like a little girl wearing a blue dress, like Alice from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah, it's really weird. She's like a special fusion from 4 that's like really difficult to get, but extremely overpowered.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought that'd be a stretch too far, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know that one. But this is just like Alice from Alice in Wonderland, the whole down the rabbit hole and having all these adventures and things. I think it was mostly because when I finally got to pick her up yesterday, I have a t-shirt that has Alice falling down the rabbit hole with a TARDIS. And
I'm sure you've fallen down the rabbit hole with your new machine. I can tell you that.
Very shiny.
Yeah. So, other than a brand new machine, have you gotten much in the last week?
No, nothing. I have not played very much at all in the last week. So, for those who haven't been following, one of the main reasons I had to run out and get a new computer was that the Mac version of WoW has just been crumbling for a very long time. But it was at the point where I could only run LVUI, Voodoo, and DBM without it crashing, and even then sometimes it would still crash just completely randomly. So I just got really fed up and decided I'm getting a PC. I have moved to the dark side. So because of those issues, like I'm so used to the table mission manager telling me the percentages of success on my missions, and
Yeah.
then I had to start doing maths for myself, and I'm like, what is this? I can't do this. Like, this is too hard.
It's easier to do it on your phone.
Yeah, I have to admit, yeah, it is a bit easier to do on the phone. I did that on my lunch break at work.
It's a bit finicky to swap between alts, but
yeah, it takes a little while, but it's pretty good. So I wasn't playing for very much before that. Like, we had raids, so we did a final full clear of Mythic Nighthold, including Gul'dan, who we got down in 3 pulls, which was amazing given how long it took us to get the first kill.
Personal best.
Yeah, it was great. This meant that people that missed out on the first kill could actually get the achievement, so I think most people managed to get it in the end, which was really great for everyone. And then we also went back and did the same thing on Sunday in Trail of Valor and killed Helya on Mythic again eventually. I'm not a fan of that fight very much at all. But we did discover, just to bring it all back to what this show is about, we've spoken previously about the Chosen achievement, which gives you the Chosen title, and the way you get that is doing clearing Mythic Trials of Valor on Mythic without dying at all. We definitely didn't get that. But what we did discover is there's a Priest Legendary. It's a cloak, I think it is, that if the priest dies, they do something, they're able to still heal and stuff while they're kind of dead, and then instead of actually dying, they get rezzed. And if you have that, you don't lose the Chosen buff. So if you only die once in each pull or something, or all the wipes that you have, you manage to get rezzed by that cloak, you can actually keep your debuff the whole time. Lucky thing for priests, I have to say.
Oh, so
I
was gonna say, was that enough to carry him through and get the achievement for just him?
No,
the priest.
He got through Odin. Like, we did wipe on Odin once because we're like, how do we do this again? And we're like, oh yeah. So we wiped once on Odin, but he died at the wipe point with his cloak still available, so he was able to get through and still keep the buff. And then we got the kill on the second one, Mythic Guam. We one shot because it's kind of like, hey, how does this work again? Doesn't matter, we'll out DPS it. And Mythic Helya, it was only because we wiped a fair few times on that, and that's when it dropped off. So it's absolutely doable right now. They might change it, but right now it's a doable thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. How about yourself? You've got achievements and stuff.
Yes, I have. I am racking my brain for the name of that bloody ability that priests have, the passive that they get. Because there's Guardian Spirit, which saves someone from dying, but there is another ability that turns you into a Guardian Angel when you die that lets you keep healing.
Yes, and
I can't think of what it's called.
I think what the cloak does is makes it so that at the end of that, instead of dying, you just come back.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. What I thought it did. You know what? Just to satisfy my. Okay, so
it's gonna bother you, isn't it?
Yeah, Zanshi, Shroud of Archbishop Benedictus, Spirit of Redemption. That's what it's called. Yeah. It allows you to continue healing after death. And on top of that, in regards to priests, they actually brought back an old glyph that I'm excited about.
They did, yes. Very cool.
But we'll mention that in a minute. Stuff that I've done, I got the Champion Salute toy.
What's that?
1,000 resources at the guy who sells your class hall set. Didn't even know it was there.
I don't know that's there. What is it?
It makes you hold your weapon up like you do in every single time your weapon gets powered up or artifact power put into it.
Huh.
Like the pose where you outstretch your hand with your...
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, pair that with the archaeology druid and priest set on a shaman or a druid, and it'll look pretty cool.
That's amazing. I'm going to get one of those. I did not know that was there either, and I want that for all our kill screenshots.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little awkward how the hunters hold the gun because they're putting their fist up, it gets kind of turned 90 degrees to the left, and it just looks weird.
Okay.
The bow makes sense because they're holding it like flat out, whereas just the gun's turned to the side. It just kind of looks dumb.
Okay. That's cool. Awesome. Thanks for that. I'm gonna go get one.
And speaking of Alice in Wonderland and a TARDIS, I have a new title.
Woohoo! What have you got? What have you got?
Time Lord.
That's such a cool title.
There is an achievement called Chromie Homie, which is for getting basically exalted with Chromie.
Nice.
I did it. It was fun. I unlocked four talents. Because the first two are free, and then it goes 1 day, 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, I think, to unlock different talents, like the class hall.
Yeah.
I think I unlocked 2 of them because one of them doubles the chance of stands. But we'll explain this later. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. You're going to talk about it. I haven't even stepped foot in it yet. So.
Oh, you
that's
haven't?
All on you. No, I haven't seen
it's
it
really,
at all.
It's really, really fun.
Yeah, I've been seeing good things about it on Twitter and stuff. People are like, this is so fun.
There are a couple of bugs though. Mainly being Chromie not taking a portal when you do and deciding to fly across the entire sea to come to you.
Oh, I think they've just fixed.
Yeah, I never experienced that bug. But the one thing I'm disappointed about the scenario is that when you beat it, nothing really happens.
Oh.
Like I did the whole thing, and it was like quest complete. Now head back to the present. And I turned around and clicked on the portal, and then like that was it. There was an item in my bag, and I was done. Like there wasn't an achievement or anything for it, and I was just like, because I tweeted about it. I posted the screenshot of me getting all the appearances. I'm like, I guess I beat it. Cause like it didn't have any voice lines or anything. It may have been bugged for me. She may have meant to have voice lines.
Thanks for saving me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Well, there may have been something because I was technically in borrowed time when I finished it.
Okay.
But I'll explain in a minute. News. We'll bring up the news first. Some sad news. Brian Holenka is leaving the Warcraft team. Not Blizzard, but the Warcraft team. Now...
onto bigger and better things.
Yes. Now, I would like him to stay within Blizzard, which is obvious, but I have a sneaking suspicion he may be working on Destiny 2.
Oh.
Because he's the PvP guy, and Destiny has a very, very big PvP following, and it's very, very, apparently, according to the devs, very difficult to balance. Yeah. And if anyone can take that on, it would definitely be Holenka.
Yeah, like, I know that hardcore PvPers have had issues with him, but I think that's the same way that hardcore raiders have issues with whoever does class balancing and things like that. So I take all of that with a grain of salt. But
blame Holenka, blame Ian, blame Ghostcrawler, blame Celestalon.
Yeah, that's it. Guys. But like, which is just silly, by the way. But for me, the way like I see. Like, I actually go out now and do PvP world quests because it's made PvP accessible to somebody like me who only wants to do it super casually. And I'm really grateful for that. And I really love the way that they've, as a raider, I'm really glad that they made the PvP changes where you've got the different templates. And PvP build is different to a raider's build and stuff. I really like the way that they've gone about doing that. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So, for me, I'm like, I'm sad that he's going, and I just hope that he goes on to bigger and better things. And good on him.
But there is another game that they're apparently working on. He may end up going to that, which is probably where he is going because they've shuffled around a few people from other teams onto this new project. So I think that's where he probably is going. He's probably not going to Destiny 2. But hell, if he even ends up doing like contract work for Destiny 2 for 6 months before he goes to this new game, it would be probably worth it.
Yeah.
And now that I've said that Destiny 2 enough times, it is available for pre-order,
Exciting.
and the release date is 2 days after my birthday in October.
Yay! Happy birthday!
There's always something. There's always something that comes out around my birthday on October every year, pretty much.
Oh, that's nice for you.
Yeah, and because it's coming out for both PC and PS4 and Xbox, my friends and I are having this big old debate whether or not we get it on PS4 or PC. We played on PS4 previously. We have some friends who don't have good enough PCs, unlike yours. So we're tossing up whether or not, and there are a couple of us don't. Sirius specifically doesn't have a PS4, so we're not really sure which way we're going to go. But for those of you completionists out there who aren't wanting to get into Destiny 2, but are thinking, well, there's going to be a reward for buying it. There is a reward for buying the premium version of Destiny 2, but they're all items that are in Destiny 2. There's no cross-promotion with WoW, Diablo, StarCraft, Overwatch, nothing. As much as I would love
I was kind of hoping
there to
there'd be
be
something.
there is not. And I think I think it's a good thing.
I always like getting extra stuff. I think that's cool.
Yes.
And from a marketing perspective, I more than likely will not be buying Destiny 2, but if I had some sort of cross promotion with WoW, I would have, because I want the stuff. So,
and
you know.
That's what I was thinking about. If there was cross promotion, there'd be more people buying it, but the cross promotion would require you to purchase, I believe, for us Australians, the $139.95 version instead of the $90 version. The standard edition is $90.
Wow.
$130 is the game plus the expansion pass bundle, which is all of the all the DLC that's coming for it. Now, a lot of people are confused about the DLC because they're like, well, it's just little bits of content. No, they're actually full-blown Warcraft-size expansions. And so paying that extra up front, you get them automatically. The Digital Deluxe Edition, on top of that, gets you a legendary sword, a legendary player emote, and a Cabal Empire-themed emblem, which, when you inspect another player, it shows a banner and a emblem on top of it. That you get a legendary of that, which is totally fine. They look cool. It seems odd that they would be saying only the version that comes with the expansion plus other stuff comes with other stuff. They don't just have the basic version plus that other stuff. But I have a feeling that legendary sword will be available later in the game, or as a microtransaction for like $8 plus the emote and the thing. It'll be the I missed the boat bundle, and it'll be $8 on the PlayStation Store and on the Xbox Store and on in the Blizzard app. But yeah, now obviously if you do pre-purchase it now, you get access to the beta, which I have no idea when that actually happens. Generally, in the first Destiny, those who played in the beta got a special icon, and got to see some really weird stuff. Like when we play on the beta in WoW, there's always some really weird things. All the yet to be built signs and stuff like that. Those are really funny.
That's cool. Well, anyone who's interested, go get it. Destiny 2.
Yep. So
you've had some class changes?
Yes. Beast Mastery Hunters feel so much better.
You got some good things.
Yes. And what's worse is I still get screwed over by the crits.
Okay.
Like my first shot in combat is a crit, and therefore even with the two stacks, it's like, hey, you get a free one. It's like, well, that's technically a waste still. Like it still pisses me off regardless. And I can't, like, sometimes when do certain combos, I can't throw out like the dire beasts quick enough, and I end up wasting one or two of them. But
I hate that. I hate when you like, because I've obviously I play Ellie when I do DPS things, and I have the metronome trinket, which can speed things up, and I have the one from Whispered Pact, I think it is, the one from Gul'dan, which has this thing where it'll speed you up for a while and then it'll slow you down. So if I have those combined with Hero, and then on, the second boss, Chronomatic Anomaly, how he's got the different phases of his fight, that, when it's in fast forward, can't keep up. I cannot push my buttons fast enough to keep up. It's crazy. It's good fun, though. I'm just like spam, 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 spam. Oh,
nice.
Fun.
Yeah. Now, did you hear about the shoe shining kit?
Yeah, I've actually been following this a little bit because I came across it a little while ago, like a couple of months back, and I was really curious about it because I'm like, okay, well, what's the deal with this? So I've gone to the comment on Wowhead and stuff about it. So this was posted on Wowhead the other day, and it's Night Swifty on Wowhead who has given the information that everyone's after. So the toy is called a Shoe Shine Kit, and you can find it in Dalaran. So in New Dalaran, there's a store called Photonic Playground. It's the store that's got all the artwork on the walls and a gorgeous little gnome that walks around commenting on the artiness of the... Anyway, it's wonderful. There is a person, an NPC in there called Sheddle Glossgleam, who's up on the top floor of the Photonic Playground. And the Shoe Shine Kit spawns at particular times of the day. So it's a chest. It'll spawn on the ground, and then he'll go off. So Sheddle drops it, and then he'll go off to the Legerman Lounge to drink for about 2 to 4 hours. And during that time, you can go in there and get the toy. So in the EU, the chest spawns Saturday night to Sunday morning, from midnight, and in the US, the chest spawns from midnight Pacific PST time, whatever that is. So I need to figure out what time that is for me.
Yep.
And get that one of these. It'll be Saturday night. I don't know, whatever the time difference is, because time is hard. You're a time lord. You should tell me. You should tell me when I can go and get it. But anyone can get it. So it's not like only one person can get it during that time. Everyone can go and get the toy.
On the PTR, it was first person in gets it, but...
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this one allows... Basically, the toy is shine someone's shoes. I can't speak real good today, sorry.
Well, it's 5
Too many
p.m.
shushes. 5 p.m. Okay, so 5 p.m. on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Wow. Okay, cool. That's a good time. I can do that. Oh, on a Sunday, rather. 5 p.m. on a Sunday.
No, Saturday.
Surely it would be on the Sunday for us because it's midnight Saturday going into Sunday morning for them, and we're in the future. See, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah? 5 p.m. Sunday morning.
I guess this converter is actually incorrect then.
Oh, okay. We'll find out what the time is. We'll put it in the show notes, and we'll do a tweet, and we'll confirm what time you can get it in Australia. But yeah, it's a nice, easy toy to get, assuming that you are there at the same time.
Yeah.
There's another new discovery.
Yes, the Sun Data Hatchling. I only heard about this. Yeah, I only heard about this recently, and it's very confusing. So, I'll put the link to the link to the Wowhead article in the show notes, because you've got to collect some really weird stuff to get past all the magic barriers that are in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do it this weekend, and I'll report back next week about it. Because I haven't really played all that much in the last week. I don't know much about it other than I saw it come out, and in my Discord server, my guildies messaged me. They pinged me at it, and they're like, "Hey, Cinder, you got something new to go and get?" Because they know how much I love collecting things. I'm like, "Oh my god, this looks awesome!" So we'll see how I go.
That'll be good.
Yeah,
because it's a bit funny, but that's about
No,
Oh.
you're missing one really big news thing. It's huge.
Don't remember.
Tomb of Sargeras opens like right now. Like,
Oh yeah,
as
that
we're
place.
speaking, yeah. I'm sorry, that's a big deal for me. The new next raid, Tomb of Sargeras raid, it opens on the 20th, so it'll be live pretty much a couple of hours from now if you're listening to us live, or by the time you do hear us, hey, go have fun in Tomb. Is this normal? That's normal and heroic that are opening this week. Mythic and LFR open from the 27th. There's some really great looking fights in there. They look really fun, so go check those out.
I've seen nothing.
Well, I hadn't until this afternoon. I'm using all the data up on my phone and watching Fat Boss videos on my phone on the tram home. So like, I have a vague idea. There's one Maiden of Virtue, I think her name is, and Maiden of Vigilance, it is. Looks so cool. Like, you actually get to jump down a hole to your doom just to, like, yeah, anyway, it looks really, really fun. I won't spoil anything. And did you want me to talk about the Midsummer Festival?
Yeah, sure.
So, starting this week is the Midsummer Fire Festival, which is awesome fun and lots of transmog things and stuff for you to collect. So, we've actually covered the Fire Festival in a previous episode, so we'll put a link to that in the show notes in case you don't know about getting all the extinguishing the flames and collecting the burning blossoms and things like that. So have a listen to that episode. For 2017, there are a couple of new things. There is a new toy, which I was talking about and laughing hysterically about last week. There's a new toy called a set of matches. Use, set yourself on fire for reasons, which is exactly what it says. And it says, don't play with these, but I'm going to be playing with them. So I'm looking forward to setting myself on fire. That one costs 500 burning blossoms. And there is a new little pet called an igneous flameling who looks super cute. I'm not 100% sure how much that costs, but that is also available. And that's it. So they're the only two new things. There's still other toys and other transmog and heirloom things as usual. So, like I said, we talk about that in the other episode. But definitely worth flying out and about to get a whole bunch of things given the transmog changes.
It's a fun... It's like a fun... Okay, I'll just do this. I'm actually pretty close to Explorer.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what got me to do my Explorer achievement.
Nice.
Going through the first time the Fire Festival popped up and going through and doing a couple of zones, and I'm like, I almost have everything in this zone, so I just kept going.
Might as well
flying.
clear out the rest of the map.
Yeah, I just flew all the way around and made sure I got it all. So it's a pretty good event. I enjoy it.
It is. It goes for 2 weeks. So we will, because it's not live yet, there may be a couple of other bits and pieces that get updated. So, for example, the loot drops from Frost Lord Ahun, who's the little dungeon boss. They currently drop 850 item levels. 850 eye level items. Not sure if that's going to change. I don't think that it will, to be honest. 850 seems relatively reasonable, I think. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, we'll talk about that next week in case there's any other updates to that. But otherwise, just a reminder that the Transmog appearances tab had the updates in 7.2.5, where you can now transmog holiday appearances during that particular holiday. So if you have any of the Midsummer Fire Festival outfits, then you can transmog into those now. Well, sorry, from the 21st. Which I think is really cool, because I like their stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Midsummer Fire Festival. Go set things... don't set things on fire. Don't set things on fire. Only in
until
the game.
You get the toy.
Until you get the toy, and then you can set yourself on fire. In the game only. Okay,
yes.
Midsummer Festival's done.
Okay, Well, we'll move on to our main topic, which is the entirety of 7.2.5.
Yay!
So, like I said, Hunter's got a second charge of Dire Beast, and yeah, we can end the show.
The end. It's been really nice chatting with you guys.
Well, first
Resto
of all,
Shaman's got no changes, so same old, same old.
Yeah. 7.2 meh.
No, there's a lot of stuff in this patch. I'm really happy
No,
with
for
it.
you
It's
specifically
great.
for Shaman.
For me, yeah, the only real change was one of our spells got made cheaper, and same as everyone else, 2 legendaries got added. But that's pretty much. Oh, and our damage got increased as a Resto Shaman. So I don't know.
Cool.
Anyway, please continue.
So, first up is the Deaths of Chromie. This scenario is so fun.
Tell me about the things. Not too spoilery because I want there to be some surprises. But,
okay, well, the reward. Now, there are a couple of rewards. The main one is the title of Time Lord, from getting the achievement Chromie Homie. Now, instead of Exalted for Chromie, it's the friendship level of Time Lord, which is Exalted. It doesn't actually take that long. You can probably grind it out a lot quicker because there's no reset time. But basically, you can, as soon as the 15 minutes runs out, you can go straight back in. What you can do is every single time you open a Sands of Time, just pick the one that gives you Chromie reputation.
Okay.
And on top of that, you get reputation for just killing everything, which you're going to kill a lot of stuff anyway, so...
Can I just say, as a side note, I feel like whilst Time Lord is an amazing title to have, Chromie's Homie is also a really great title to have.
Well...
I feel like this was a missed opportunity.
Well... The next reward comes from a Time Lost wallet, which is one of the reward options when you open it one of the Sands of Time. In that bag, there's always some gold, but there's a chance to get the Ageless Bronze Drake or the Bronze Proto-Whelp.
Aw, pets?
I got myself... Yes, they're pets, battle pets.
Nice.
I got myself a Bronze Proto-Whelp.
Congrats.
His name is Homie.
Nice. Okay.
And when I get the Bronze Drake, its name will be Chromie.
Nice.
Because
I like it.
the Bronze Chromie turns into a Bronze Drake pet when you mount up. Like one of the little ones.
Yeah.
And she follows you around.
Oh
Yeah, and so there's a Bronze
can't take
Proto-Whelp as well.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
I would have loved for her to turn into a full-sized Proto-Drake.
But she's a gnome. She's little.
Yeah, but she's a dragon as well.
She is, yes, she is.
I would have loved to
love
mount
Chromie.
it up and she turns into the Sandstone Drake,
Yeah,
but bronzed.
that'd be cool.
That would have looked cool. Because
Either
we've
that,
never,
or she should have been
Oh,
like
no, I was
double
gonna
the
say-
size.
we've not seen her as a dragon. Yes, we have. You have seen her as a dragon. In Heroes of the Storm, she has a few, like some of her abilities, like the sand forms like the head of a dragon and such.
Wow.
And that's kind of the representation of what she would look like. So yeah, so there's the title and the pets. And the final thing, which is kind of meh for me, are the ensembles. There's a cloth, leather, plate, and mail. They're recolors of like Wrath and Kata armor. As always, I don't like the one giant shoulder pad.
I'm not a
stuff.
fan of the one shoulder either, to be honest.
The male stuff that I got as a hunter just didn't look great. So I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I earned it. Big deal. Moving on. Now
Add
the
it
other
to the
thing,
collection.
exactly. Now the other thing you can get is in the Sands of Time. One of the options is can be either 10, 20, or 50 time warped badges.
Really?
Yes. As far as I was
Wow.
aware, they didn't show up too much. But I think I got about, I'd say about 300 from all the times I ran it.
Wow, okay,
So-
that's cool to know.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Now, as you go through Chromie gets a bunch of different talents, but each of those sets of talents, which are particularly like the class hall talents, each of those is set to one of the reputation levels with her. And so, tier 1 you have to get straight away. Tier 2 requires temporal trainee. Tier 3 requires time hopper. Tier 4 requires chrono friend. Tier 5 is bronze ally. 6 is epoch mender, and then tier 7 requires time lord, which is basically, friendly, revered to exalted, which is pretty straightforward. The first 2 tiers both are instant. Tier 3 requires 24 hours of research. Tier 4 requires 24 hours of research. Tier 5 also requires 24 hours of research. Now, Tier 6 requires 2 days. Tier 7 requires 5 days. But here's the thing. The final talent that you can get completely overpowered. So
I like overpowered talents.
Yes. So if you've taken this long and you've run all that time out, which is, I don't think, possible since it's actually been out, it will make it so that you finish the scenario. As long as you know where to go, you will be able to finish the scenario. So
it's not like the withered training where it will take a really long time and potentially lots of gearing up to get through it.
No.
Cool.
You are technically time walking because you go to the near future, to the distant, far off future of level 112.
So far.
With an item level of 1000. So
that's
cool.
Cool.
Your gear is all normalized, your levels normalized.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep. Tier 2, you have the choice of accelerated aggression or rapid recovery, and Chromie either becomes a tank or a healer.
Nice.
If you are a healer, don't bother making her a tank. She is extremely unruly and pulls way more than you need, and you'll waste a ton of time. Now, the thing is, when she's a tank, she gains a damage bonus that scales her current health. And so for every... But on top of that, she also loses 2% of her max health every second until it hits 50%. And if she's at 100% health, she gets a 500% damage. So she does a lot of damage, but she just pulls everything.
Yeah.
So it's not great.
No.
The rapid recovery, she becomes a healer. Now, she's not exactly a healer. She's more of like damage mitigation. So
like if you're about to die, she'll save you?
No, not exactly. Chromie sees into the future and reduces the damage you take for the next 3 seconds by 90%.
Oh, okay. Yep, okay.
She has a regeneration, but she also has one ability that's rewind time, which restores an ally's health to its highest point in the last 8 seconds.
Nice.
Now, with the heals, a hunter with 2 pets, he did enjoy healing my pets more than me.
Oh, no.
Which was a little annoying.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, the next tier 3 is honestly whichever you want. One of them increases your reputation gain. Oh, and by the way, the ones where you have to pick from between 2, you can swap them instantly. There is no timer.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Required. So, if you're looking to get Chromie homie faster, one of the in tier 3, Chrono Charisma increases the reputation gain by 100% during the last 5 minutes of the time, and by 300% during the final minute.
Wow, okay.
So if you save up a bunch of sands of time, and during the last minute just go through and collect all the reputation items, that'll be a ton of reputation. And then, obviously, the other option is Chromie takes 20% less damage. So it's kind of a boring alternative.
Well,
in that tier. Yeah. Now the next one, tier 4, is the one that kind of is semi-important. One of them is Insight, which just reveals all the treasure chests, means it's easier for you to find them and get more Sands of Time. Or Blessing of the Bronze Dragon Flight, which greatly increases the chance of earning a Bronze Drake from the Sands of Time. What the Bronze Drake does is instantly clears one of the 4 dragon shrines, so that you don't have to worry about going all the way to it. There is a strategy in regards to that, and I'll talk about that in a sec. Tier 5, it's only one option. It's called Fortuitous. It increases the chance of finding Sands of Time by 100%. Now, I'm not sure if this is a buff, but what it also does is doubles the reward from every quest in the instance. What happens is, one of the 4 keepers, Caligos, Alexstrasza, Chromie, or... I don't remember who the other person is that's there. One of them will have a quest for you that'll give you 3 Sands of Time. Once you have this unlocked, it'll give you 6.
Okay.
And all that is go down and clear out the Dragon Shrine. One of the specific shrines. So that's really important. And then in Tier 6, there's kind of only one option, even though there's 2, which is Keepsake Continuum. Now, the bronze dragons clear the shrines, but what you can get is a keepsake box from a Sands of Time, and that contains a, in quotes, powerful item. And what that does is when you go into the chrono portals, which are the other 4 of the 8 things that you need to do, one of them is Stratholme. What it does is there's an item that's the key that instead of going the long way around, you just open the gate and you go straight to the boss. There's one for Mount Hyjal that summons the boss straight away. You don't need to go through like waves of enemies. So it cuts the time you need to be in that area drastically down. And then Dragon Crash, which I actually haven't unlocked, but it summons a dragon that crashes into your foes, dealing physical damage. So that's like, apparently that happens a lot, so it makes it very easy to finish, to kill everything. Yeah. So
it's not designed to be a hugely difficult challenge, just enough to be interesting. And
over time, it's easier.
How many times did you do it?
Let's see. On the first night, I did it about 6 times. And then the second day, I did it about 4. The third day, I did it about 4. And then 3 the next time. And the third one, I beat it.
Nice.
So, around 20 attempts. But there was one specific attempt where I was like on track to getting it done. And then Chromie just decided to bloody pull everything. Just even as the healer, like I selected her in the Well of Eternity, you have to get past all these Dreadlords and Infernals, and somehow she managed to pull 3 or 4 of the Infernals, and they're just constantly spewing AoE on the floor, and they were all overlapping her, and just before I got to the portal to the next area, she just dropped dead, and I was like,
well, then it's not a mystery how she keeps dying, then, is it? I mean, isn't that the whole point of this, just to find out who's killing her? Turns out it's herself.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. The first couple of times you do the first couple of times you actually do the scenario, you will fail. Like, the first 3 times you do it, it's scripted to fail. To show you what actually happens and where all this stuff is coming from. Also, you remember how everyone was wondering where the bloody hell Wrathion is?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in this scenario.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's over by the Obsidian Dragon Shrine, getting annoyed.
You're not going to do too many spoilers, are you?
Literally, all he says is there's something going on in that cave.
Yeah,
and then you fight it, and then you go in there, clear the cave out, come back out, and fight a Dreadlord.
Nice. Well, okay.
Yep. Yeah, a Dreadlord.
I'm definitely going to have to go.
Yeah. Now, do we want to do a rundown of the strategy?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, the first few attempts, you will fail. Don't worry. It's actually kind of funny, because as soon as Chromie's about to die, well, the Chromie that's gonna get killed. The Chromie that's with you is just like, freeze. Okay, so I was gonna die right there.
So awkward.
Let's go back about 10 minutes, shall we? And she tries to go back like 10 minutes, but only goes back like 4, and she's like, no, that's not gonna do. We gotta go back further than this. Let me try again, and like there's a whole bunch of silly time jokes in it, so it's actually really cute. Also, if you get a selfie with Chromie, like the one that even is giving the quest or is hanging around, tweet it at what's her name, the cosplayer that did Chromie at BlizzCon.
Little Sparks.
Yes, tweeted at her because she's been tweeting out like so many people have been sending her tweets of their mains with Chromie and like tagging her in it. It's really cool.
That's adorable.
So, when you're aiming for your finishing run, you need to have done the 4 dragon shrines previously to unlock the 4 chrono portals. That's important. And obviously, you need to have cleared each of the chrono portals once. So you at least know where you have to go and what you have to do. And then also figured out what the items do that you get. So for Stratholme, the key, you go left and open the gate instead of going right and all the way around. It'll make sense when you actually get in the scenario. For Mount Hyjal, use the item as soon as you get near the injured Chromie, and it'll summon the big magma boss instead of the waves of enemies. I didn't use the item for the other 2, but the Battle of Anderhol instantly shuts down the cannon so that you can attack it. And then I'm actually not sure what the item to the well does. I haven't seen it pop up. So first, what you do on the map, you see the Obsidian Dragon Shrine, as well as the Emerald, Azure, and Ruby Dragon Shrines. The Obsidian Dragon Shrine is sort of up to the north, whereas the other 3 are clustered sort of to the south. What you want to do is grab the quest that you have, clear those 3 shrines, and the quest in. But in between those 3 shrines, there are a couple of Magnitors, the giant centaur guys that are like half mammoth from Lich King.
Yes. Yep.
Killing there's one of those near each shrine, and killing them gets you a couple of sands at time. So it's helpful if you spot them and you can jump down and kill them.
Yep.
So you clear the 3 shrines, and then you start opening the sands at time that you have at the portal. You get a bronze drake. Great. That clears out the obsidian shrine so that you don't need to fly all the way over there and do it. You and any keepsake boxes you get, you want to use and open them. Now, I would recommend if you don't get the Stratholme key, and well, at least the Stratholme key, and then even better if you get the Brimstone Beacon, just leave the instance and start again. Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you can do so. You can just leave whenever you like and restart it. So you're best off just kind of re-rolling the dice every time. Clear the 3 shrines, get as many sands of time, go through, get one that clears out the obsidian shrine, and then get those 2 items. And then go in, clear out I just had a mind blank. Clear out the Culling of Stratholme first, because it's kind of the quickest with the shortcut. Then go into Mount Hyjal. Then go into Anderhol. Now, Anderhol's annoying because you have to find a bunch of stars on the minimap that will have an item that stops the cannon's electromagnets and the cannon's self-healing. And you need both those items. Well as each of them will drop an item that does straight up 15% of the cannon's max health as damage, because it has a lot of health.
Okay.
Even with me just constantly destroying it, it took me a lot longer than it should have to take it down because I just didn't get many of the cannons. So yeah, once the cannon's down, then head into the Well of Eternity. That's kind of the most annoying because you have to push your way through all the infernals and stuff, just get them one at a time. Like, pull them one at a time and just pull them as you go through, and just clear a path sort of more to the right-hand side, and then cut straight across towards the actual portal at the back. And then from there, it's actually fairly straightforward to go up and around and in. In the end, the other thing I wanted to mention, anytime you open Sands of Time, on the run that you're wanting to finish it, take the stolen or borrowed time, because I think on one of the speed buffs, or the damage healing buffs as well, they're always helpful. Just whatever it comes out, it gives you 2 options, so you just have to choose. At one point, I had a speed buff to the point where I was running as fast as a mount, and that was pretty funny. And I also managed to
That'd be awesome.
Yes, it was hilarious. And then on top of that, on a different run, I actually managed to get around 5 minutes worth of stolen time.
Nice.
So that entire scenario lasted 20 minutes for me instead of 15.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, stolen time. You get as you collect stolen time from the Sands of Time items, and it stores it as a buff. And then once the timer runs on the main scenario and says, "Uh-oh, Chromie's gonna die," it kicks in, and then it starts counting down that stolen time afterwards. Okay. And then once that stolen time runs out, then she dies.
Okay.
So there's a whole bunch of different things you need to juggle, but
lots of time things.
Definitely. If you can tell me how many times I've said time this episode, I don't know. I'll give you a high five or something.
You're the Time Lord. You're the Time Lord, not me.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, so
it sounds like fun though, and it's nice that there's some good little bits of loot to get out of there. I mean, the fact that regardless of whether we like it that much or not, we have a transmog set that we can get. There's a title and 2 pets. I mean, that's a decent chunk of stuff to come out of something that took less than a week for you to be able to clear. So that's pretty cool. No, I know, but I mean, like, you've already got the title, you've got one of the pets, and you've got your ensemble.
Yes, and the funny thing is, of all the things I've been like, I don't feel like playing WoW tonight. I don't feel like playing WoW tonight. Like when I get home from work and stuff, this is what hooked me into this patch.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Like, at first I was like, all right, I'll give it a go because it sounds like fun, and I just couldn't stop until I got it. Like, I couldn't, didn't want to stop. I'm
cool.
like, oh, I gotta go to bed, but I really want to just do one more run. But I know it's another 15 minutes, and then it's another 15 minutes, and I'm just gonna stop for now. So it really hooked me, and I like it, and I hope that they're able to do more like this. Even if it's not with Chromie, even if it's just solo content that's weird and out of the way. Hell, if it was more with Chromie being like, oh, someone's trying to kill this person. We need to make sure they don't die until they're meant to. Even just doing a whole bunch of those would be great, because it was really fun. It was worth it.
That's awesome. That's really good to hear, because I know that they were trying to make the Withered training to be something interesting like that, but I think it missed the mark for a few people.
That bored me to tears.
Well, I mean, I found it very difficult because it came out right at the start and I was gearing up for raiding as a healer. That was very hard to get through as a DPS, let alone as a healer with no damage abilities,
Yeah, and a lot of people complained about them hiding hidden appearances in there as well.
Yeah, look, people are going to complain about anything and everything.
Yeah, I think that was another thing that people could throw at with the training, be like, and that's another reason why I don't like it, and this is another reason why I don't like it.
Yeah, but it seems like they've taken on board a lot of the feedback that people had for the Withered training scenario and kind of gone, okay, well, we want to try this again. What do we need to do differently to make it something that people would enjoy more? So, I think because it sounds like it's a reasonably short period of time to do it. Like 15 minutes isn't a huge amount of time. It's kind of like a mini game all on its own that is just difficult enough for you to want to go. Like you fail, but you go, oh, so close.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Oh, it's only another 15 minutes. I'll give it one more shot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only another 15 minutes. I'll give it another shot, and that's what
Next minute's 3 a.m.
kept me going. Exactly.
Yeah. That's cool though.
Although, if Blizzard does want to add something extra to that scenario, I've looked at the Alex Thunder artifact appearance. If you turn the head of it into a dragon and it shot sand, that would be a great thing to add in there for hunters, maybe. That was just a random thought. So, you spoke about the Tomb of Sargeras.
Yeah.
What's in there that you're excited about?
Bosses and loot and stuff and things. Just a couple of things. Obviously, Tomb of Sargeras being the next raid, it's got 9 bosses in there, and a whole bunch of other things. So,
sorry, I should caution. I put optional in the show notes next to the things because I wasn't sure if we wanted to say where that mount and that toy came from. Specifically.
Oh, yes, I think that they're okay too because they're not. Well, they'll be out tomorrow, and I don't think that they're super spoilery or anything. Like, people know the list of bosses that are in there, so it's
it's probably
if you open the Blizzard
journal.
launcher, the end boss is right in front of your face, so there's no spoilers here. Blizzard did this for us. So in terms of the things that the collectibles and things that that we care about from Tomb of Sargeras alone, there is the title The Tomb Raider and a toy, which is the Micronax controller, and they both come from the Glory of the Tomb Raider achievement, which we'll go through in a future episode because it's all of the achievements for the Tomb Raid. So keep an ear out for that in the future, but just know that that's what you can get from them. In addition to that, if you have got your Mage Tower weapon appearance for your artifact, one of the additional tints on that is available for when you kill Jaden on heroic difficulty while you have that appearance on. So if you are so inclined, and you'll get to that sometime soon, make sure you have that appearance on to get the new skin. Other things we've got, the title of the Darkener is the reward for defeating Mythic Kill Jaden, which is a really cool title. Sorry, I really like that.
Yeah.
We have the Glyph of Ember Shards, which is for... it's the recipe for the Glyph of Ember Shards for inscriptionists, and they make it, and it says, as a destruction warlock, your soul shards can be encased in burning embers that float above your head, which sounds really cool. I imagine that would look a lot like the fire mage
from
artifact thing. Yeah, quite possibly. Maybe it looks something like that. But, green fire, that'd be really cool. I like that. There is, of course, a mount, which we are assuming, and I think it's been confirmed now, it is called the Abyss Worm. It looks like the Riddler mount, the Mindworm mount, but different
the
coloring
Riddler's
and stuff
Mindworm.
like that. Yeah. And that comes from a boss that I am always going to be calling Mistress Sassy Pants. It's Mistress Sassine or something like that, but it's too much like Sassy, so she's Mistress Sassy Pants. And that's a fight that's all in water
totally
and stuff.
fair.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think it's fair as well. There is also a mace appearance that drops in the instance. Wowhead have got it down saying that it's likely to drop from the Maiden of Vigilance because it's the weapon that she uses. So, don't know that one for sure yet, though.
Fair enough.
And I think, just having a quick look through, I mean, obviously there's the tier 20 armor sets that are coming out in Tomb, and they all look quite nice. So if you want some of those, you may even already have some pieces like I do myself from doing the PvP world quests, because you can get the items from there. And so to kind of toss in another thing that happened in 725 and this, one of the things that's come out in 725 are the legendary upgrades. So at the moment, your legendary weapons are probably at 940, which is the second level of eye level. And you can upgrade those to eye level 970 with a little quest line, the same as what happened last time. So the quest is called Unsettled Power. You need to go speak to Akarnamancer Vrediel in Dalaran, and you need to collect stabilized Titan essences, which drop from a number of places. Tomb of Sargeras being one of the, probably more common ways of people getting them. So if you want to upgrade your legendary weapons, that's where you can, and that's how you can do it. Writhing essences is what you got to get. Sorry, and the stabilized Titan essence is what upgrades it. I hope that makes sense. So you can get those writhing essences from your weekly challenges bounty cache if you do Mythic Plus dungeons, which will give you 20. And if it's following the same path as the last time we did the legendary upgrade, it'll be from things like Tomb of Sargeras boss drops rather, but there could be other ones, so if there's other ones we'll let you know. And as for the Tomb unlock schedule, as we were saying, normal and heroic difficulties open this week. Very excited. I have still much research to do. The Mythic difficulty and Raid Finder Wing 1 is June 27. Raid Finder Wing 2 is July 11, so they're doing the 2-week gap between LFR wings now. So that's Tuesday, July 11 for Wing 2, July 25th for Wing 3, and August 8 for Wing 4. And that's just the last boss.
Actually, here's a question I probably should have asked last week, but didn't think of it because Tomb was out this week. How quickly are you guys expecting to clear normal and then heroic?
We were talking about this.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, well, no. Sorry, we were in guild because we were trying to figure out what our plan is. Oh, sorry. Because for us,
do you think you can clear the whole thing in normal in one night?
It'll probably be one night, maybe two, depending how we go. For us for Nighthold, we started as a new guild because the other one, a whole bunch of us left to start a new team of like-minded people. So we started. It was a slightly rough start, so we didn't get going as fast as we wanted to. But even then, we still got the full normal clear done in a night and a half, I think it was, and managed to start doing some heroic bosses after that. So
because I'm sure there's some curveballs mechanics-wise, even on normal, there will be. That some people might not see coming.
Absolutely. But it should be good. So we're expecting to get normal down pretty quickly, and then we're thinking for the full heroic clear, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how we go. We've got some roster shuffling happening at the moment, so I don't know. But I mean, for me, it's just exciting and fun stuff. I like just having new bosses and stuff. And obviously, as a side note, we had mentioned it previously, but you've just reminded me now as well. The cutting edge achievements for Mythic Helya and Mythic Gul'dan are now done. You can't get those anymore because the new raid is out. Yep, it's done. So so that's the Tomb stuff.
Yes. Now, I spotted a tweet the other week from Thist, from Liking Balls, on a very nice new mount.
Yep.
PvP mount, to be specific, because Season 4 has begun. And those of you who are, at Prestige 14 and are bored, there's more. Prestige 15 will reward another. This is the final artifact appearance for the PvP?
I think it is, because there's only 4 in the line, so.
Okay. So, Prestige 15 will get you an artifact appearance. 16 will get you an esteemed pennant, so an even bigger flag to stick out your butt. Prestige 17.
We're gonna need a bigger butt. Sorry.
Prestige 17, a prestigious Forest Corsair, which is a beautiful mount regardless. And then Prestige 18, which makes your character the Unstoppable Force, which is an awesome title.
That is just such a great title. It really is a wonderful title.
Yes.
Now, sorry, go ahead.
In addition to that, all the pennants are now toys, which is awesome.
Nice.
And there are 2 new vicious mounts. The War Scorpion and the War Lion. which look
Very shiny.
great.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, just in relation to this tweet, it actually turned into a bit of a conversation. So one of the achievements, a PvP achievement this expansion, is to get... Oh, I can't think of what it is off the top of my head right now.
The PvP arenas.
It's for like doing the bareback brawl quest a number of 20 times, and the Druckbull arena 20 times, and the Blackrook hold doobie one. Like, it's basically all the free-for-all ones. There's 3 of them. You need to do them 20 times each, and that will give you this overall achievement, which rewards you a mount. And Fist had dinged the achievement first, and I'm like, oh, congratulations, another horsey. She's like, what are you talking about? It's a wolf. I didn't realize, of course, there is an alliance version for this achievement and a horde version. So for horde, you get a groovy looking wolf all armored up and stuff like that, and if you're alliance, you get a horse, one of the corsairs. So yeah, that's just something to be mindful of in case you were like me. I didn't realize.
Yeah, so if you're a paladin who loves horses, there's another horse for you.
Yeah. Giddy up.
Now, Cinder, artifact research.
Uh-huh. This
Have
is
you
actually
heard
really
that
cool.
it's a little weird at the moment?
It's a little speedy.
Yeah, so originally, artifact knowledge would take 5 days. But through the magic of Khadgar, he's taken it all the way down to 3 hours and 36 minutes. And a user on Twitter who goes by Evan at Scythepunk said 3 hours and 36 minutes seems rather Khadgar-esque, tweeting at the Warcraft devs. And they responded and said 3 hours 35 minutes is inadequate. 3 hours 37 minutes is of course absurd.
Of course. It's almost offensive.
Yes. And even if this isn't a Monty Python reference, I love that it pretty much is a Monty Python reference as well. But it's also a reference to an obscene amount of nether shards that you have to get for Khadgar.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, which I'm assuming was meant to be what he tells you is probably meant to be a reference. But,
well, and also because all the things you had to get for him in that actually is a reference to the number of things you had to collect for End of Warlords to unlock some things. Yeah, it's hilarious. I love Khadgar. He's so sassy.
Yeah. Now, here there were some changes that happened that no one really knows about.
Yeah. So I'm just going to preface this by saying, Wowhead, we love you, and we love that you find these random things and tell us, because they weren't documented, which is fine. Like, I actually have no issues with Blizzard not having to list every single thing that they do. And it's kind of nice that there's some surprises. And there's actually one in this list that I'm just going to hand right quickly.
Yes. Well, speaking of Wowhead, we did a contest a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I'm not sure if all of our listeners are very kind, or all of our listeners already sub to Wowhead Premium, but we've had no entries into our contest yet. And I'm just like, I really hope everyone just supports Wowhead already. And it's just like, someone else can have it, don't worry. So we still have it up for grabs. So anyone who's looking to get,
I was thinking, let's do one, we'll do one through this still. So just send us an email. You've got a pretty bloody good chance. We'll keep it open for a week. You've got a really good chance. So just send us an email. You just say, hey, I'm entering the competition. Whatever you want, we'll add you to the competition. And we might do the other one as a Twitter thing. So just people have to retweet it, and we can do a lucky draw from the retweets.
We could give it away on episode 70.
Okay.
70 is kind of another big milestone.
Okay.
Into the chat room.
Oh, okay. Yes, we can do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just...
Let's do that.
Okay.
So anyway, if anyone wants one, send us an email. Say gimme.
Yes. So...
Undocumented changes in 725. one of the really cool ones that I like, except that I have too much transmog to collect, so I won't be taking advantage of this anytime soon. But the Seal of Broken Fate, which is the bonus roll for all of your dungeon raids and world bosses and things like that. At the moment, you can purchase them with gold or order resources. You can now also use Mark of Honor, which is what you get from doing PvP related stuff. You can use those to purchase your Seal of Broken Fate each week. Which is awesome. And you know why it's extra awesome? You want to know why it's extra awesome? Because Marks of Honor are account bound. So you can collect all of these on one toon and send them over to your alts and essentially give them some free bonus rolls for raids if you want to gear someone up really quickly.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the first one costs 5, the second one costs 10, and the final one costs 20. So that's a fair amount because, as Cinder said, if you're looking for some transmog, probably better off spending it transmog.
Mine are all going on transmog still. I actually have 20 sitting in my bags right now because I'm just torn about what to get. I don't know what to do. One of the other undocumented changes is that the Blood of Sargeras vendor will sell you Bloods of Sargeras with order hall resources. So if you have
she's been sitting on a pile of them.
I know, right?
Since she started trading, so
yeah. So if you have a bucket load, like people pay me out because I only have like 50,000 order hall resources, probably not even that, because I did a screenshot of something the other week, and my guildies are like, "Okay, Cinder, how do you not have 6 digits of order hall resources right now?" And I'm like, "Because I don't." But if you do, if you have 200,000 order hall resources and want something to spend them on, here's something you can spend them on. Buy some Bloods of Sargeras and use the Bloods of Sargeras to buy materials. Again, for your alts. They're bringing in a lot of things that are helpful for your alts. This is definitely one of them.
Yep.
There are some boss-related things that are really cool as well. So the Shire of Anger now has a static spawn point by 1 keg, which means you don't have to fly all over Kunlai Summit trying to find him when he starts yelling.
So he's calmed down just a little bit.
He's calmed down enough to have a tantrum in the one spot all the time, which is really handy because he dies so quickly. So the number of times where I've been on one side of Kunlai and he's done his loud yelling things, and I'm like, "Oh, he's over that way," and started flying that way and seen him die as I'm approaching.
And
it's so frustrating.
With your new computer, you'll see him from the other side, clear as day.
So far away. So that's a really good one. So if you're still farming the Shah Mount, which I know a lot of people are, that's going to be helpful. You can just hang around 1 keg. Another one, Razorgore the Untamed in Blackwing Lair. He is now... Oops, sorry. His Destroy Egg cast is now instant. So that one has even still, like, I went in there about a month ago and I'm like, oh, this is still quite painful because it's quite slow. So that'll make soloing that a lot easier and a lot faster for you. So that one's good. Gorfiend in Siege of Ogrim, not Siege of Ogrimmar. What's the other one that we did that we were in with Archimond? Oh, see, this is what happens when I block them from my brain. In Warlords of Draenor, what was the last one that we did? Anyway, the one with Archimond did it. At the
Hellfire
end of Warlords.
Citadel.
Thank you, Hellfire Citadel. Thank you so much.
The big green building that Gul'dan pulled out of the ground.
Yes.
Oh wait, that's also the Tomb of Sargeras.
Yeah, funny that. Him and his big green buildings. Gorfiend will no longer cast Shadow of Death, which Shadow of Death is something that would take him into his tummy. And if you're trying to solo it, if you got pulled into his tummy, there'd be no one hitting him in the face and he would reset. So this means that he can be soloed now, which is great.
Yep.
And also soloable is Hans and Franz.
Yes. I don't know what the change was to do that, but they're soloable now.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why, but yeah. Anyway, so that one's really good too. And another big change, and this is one that's got us quite frustrated as raiders. If you kill a boss on heroic, in a heroic raid, and you go back to do it on normal, you don't get artifact power from the normal run. You can only get artifact power once per week, like per run. So, yeah. That's that. Do you want to do the collections?
Yes, so the collections tab, currencies, achievements, and more. Well, currencies under your currencies tab now display with commas their numerical values. So if
See,
you
it's
have
the little changes that help. Because that really does.
this is super helpful, actually.
It really is.
It makes it easy to read, definitely. Now, the next one is that there are bonus rewards for completing the reputation token missions. They're now greater tributes of the Broken Isle, which reward 1500 reputation instead of the usual 750.
Which is very cool.
Yes, and obviously the Nightfall and Legion armies of Legion Fall have gone up to 750 to keep up with this, because they're always sort of half what it was.
Yep.
And the final one, there is a mount-related undocumented change. Argent Tournament faction-specific mounts now grant credit for the opposite faction mount as well.
Nice. That's very cool.
Yes. Which is cool. And that's pretty much it. I'm sure I've missed a bunch.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, there's still a lot of other stuff to cover, but they kind of deserve their own episodes. So, for example, the Dead Mind's Pet Battle Dungeon needs its own one. There's also some rogue pickpocketing stuff, which we can do in another episode. And things like that. So, yes, there's still more to come. The Auction House Dance Party, but they'll be covered closer to when the actual events are going to be happening. So
yes,
we'll put up the Wowhead 725 Survival Guide in our show notes again, just in case you're a bit overwhelmed. But yeah, lots of fun things.
So we got some tweets from some people, which led me on a couple of different things. First up, we got a tweet from Frasley, who was asking us if we can confirm the items that give the heirloom items that allow Alt to have flight paths. Now they're 15k gold. Yes, they're 15k gold per continent. Now you're probably thinking, one item 15k gold? That's kind of a letdown. Actually, no. It's a toy. I've confirmed to be toys. So that's a couple of extra toys as well. On top of that, the only downside to them is that they don't give you every flight path available in the game on that continent. They just give you sort of one or two flight paths per zone, which are mainly sort of the one entry point into the zone.
Yeah.
So, once you're flying anyway, you can fly around and collect all the flight points if you need them, but most of the time you don't need to get flight points, really. But, it's definitely a good change.
I'm going to have to go get those.
Yes. And Tidget also tweeted at us in regards to Black Temple time walking. He said, "Here's the answer." And the image that he posted reads, "The time has come to join a raid of 10 to 30 adventurers back in time to the Black Temple. So, minimum size of 10, maximum size of 30 for when time walking Black Temple comes up."
Same as all the flex stuff, which is good.
Yes. So that will be cool. Hopefully can get into a couple of groups and get my... Oh, that means I actually have to get my Demon Hunter to 110, don't I? Because they probably won't accept anyone who's not 110 into a random pug.
You can start your own group for a lower level one.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, they did say anyone who is level... Was it 70 or higher? I think
it's 70, yeah.
Is eligible. So if you're high enough to run Black Temple, then you're high enough to time walk into Black Temple, so it'll be fine. And obviously everyone's gear is normalized, so yeah. You want to take the next one?
The next one was pinged to us from Spanky, saying, "Here's a serious collector." This is Hannah at Krithny. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I'm so sorry, Hannah. And she says, I'd be lying if I said this wasn't a cool mount. Mount number 376. 376. That just baffles me. Congratulations. That's absolutely amazing.
I don't even know what to say.
I know, right? I was the same way. I'm like, okay. That's a lot. Vic Baldry sent us a tweet saying, finally had enough badges to buy this beauty. Love the look, but hate actually using it. Too much bopping. And that's Yulei, the daughter of Jade, mount from Time Walking in Pandaria. And then we just did a quick tweet out this afternoon saying what people most enjoy about 725. Neuro, at Wow Neuroscience says, heirlooms to 110. Bring on the alt XP. Also rating and profession rank 3 drop rates increased. Also resources for Bloods Vendor. I fully support all of these things.
Yes.
And I just realized that I've missed one tweet in there.
Hi, Neuro.
Hi, Neuro.
Neuro's
back rating. Neuro's rating with my team again. I'm very excited.
That's excellent.
I want to say it was yes, the cranky tank, Matt Fossen, his favorite thing. He says, my favorite update, having Hansgar and Franzok finally soloable, which is very cool. It is very cool. I like.
I responded with a funny GIF.
Yes, I saw. I did laugh.
So that's about it. Now, obviously, as we said, 7.2.5 is very big patch, and so there's a couple other things that we'd like to cover another time. Now, Cinder, you have an announcement?
I do. It's sad, though. Oh, now I feel sad. It sucks. So for those of you who follow me on Twitter and stuff, you'll know that I recently got a new job a few weeks back, and it's a big promotion for me. It's a pretty big deal. But what it means for me is that I have a lot less time to do anything. So
being the head of the shamans is really busy.
It is. It is really tough work. So yeah, I've had to make the decision that I will have to step down from being a host on Reins of Azeroth. So yeah, that's going to be happening in a couple of weeks. Episode 70 will be my last episode. I'm hoping that I can come back on and say hello sometimes, though.
Well, the door is always open.
Yay. Okay. So
Yes.
In the meantime, we're going to have the lovely Sirius do some episodes, yeah?
Yes, she'll be coming on as a guest for episode 70, and then as a temporary co-host, possibly permanent co-host, I don't know, it depends on her, from there onwards. Are looking for a new co-host. I'm not going to say replacement, can't replace Cinder.
Well, you can.
No.
Aww. So yes, I am very sad, so yeah.
Yeah. So there are a few people I've spoken to. Hopefully we can sort out a co-host. I mean, not that Sirius wouldn't be a great co-host, but
Sirius would be amazeballs.
She is a lot better in the chat room with the bandhammer, just in case.
Well, she also has a lot of artwork that she needs to do. So
yes.
She's also an incredibly busy woman. So
yeah. We'd start talking and she'd trail off. And it's like, you drawing at the moment, or you talking? She'd be like, oh no. But for now, for next week, we're gonna have a guest.
Yay!
A returning guest.
Yay!
Fist from Lagging Balls.
Oh yeah!
And of course, next episode, we're gonna be covering some I don't know what the right word to use here is.
Mature.
And silly content that you find in WoW.
And why would that be, Spaz? Why would we be having a grown-up, mature, silly episode?
Because that was when I could get this to come on. Yes, I don't know.
Also, because it's episode what?
I don't remember.
69.
And you know, Well, it's technically we're going live with episode 67 because I didn't change the freaking
Oh.
Twitch thing.
It'll be episode 69, which is why it's going to be silly and immature and stuff. So
Yes.
it's going to be fun.
Yes.
So we want to hear people's the inappropriate stories. Not inappropriate. They can't be too inappropriate. I mean, there's
At one time you went to Goldshire. Give us all the details, but
Yeah.
some of them. Anything funny and weird, and like a dirty joke that you found in WoW.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everybody has seen the gentleman who is taking a nap with the Taurens just outside of High Mountain, and the book you get.
Got milk.
So those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we'll be talking about next week.
Like, what would you call? Oh, like a steamy romance novel. If you could write one, what would you write for WoW? Like, tell us. I don't know. Just tell us some funny things so that we can be childish and immature.
Let's steal that idea from Lagging Balls and ask everyone a question of the week. Then.
Just for next week, though.
If you could give, well, that's the thing. We're asking it now, and we want to read their answers next week.
Yeah.
What would you name a steamy romance novel in WoW? Let us know. We'll tweet it out later, and we'll see.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you do want to join us next week, you can catch us live Thursday nights, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/Reins of Azeroth. The show can be found on our website, azeroth.com. That's where we put sort of everything. We did actually have a gentleman tweet at us saying that he was unable to find our back catalog on a specific podcast feed. If you're unable to find back far enough, you can go straight to the website, which is exactly what I told him. But Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher is where you can catch us. The video of the live show goes straight to YouTube afterwards, and I will put the correct number. Just search for Reins of Azeroth. And if you'd like to leave us a review on iTunes, you can do so. A thumbs up on Stitcher would help. But yeah, other than that, if you have any questions, stories, titles for steamy romance novels, pictures, I guess if you've
There's a limit to the pictures that we can show.
In-game screenshots, that's all we want, I guess. You can send those through to us at reinsofAzeroth@gmail.com. You can tweet at the show. You might get some weird looks from other people if you're tweeting at us, weird things like that, but you can tweet at Reins of Azeroth. I am at SpazWesson. Cinder is at Cinder_tweets. Hell, you could even drop them into our Discord. Our Discord is, I guess, kind of free reign when it comes to that, but maybe we should make an 18+ channel in there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So pop an 18+ channel in there, and if you want to get on the Discord, just tweet at us, and we'll tweet you back a link. That'll get you in. But other than that, we'll see everybody next week.
See you next week, everyone.
Have a great week. And done.
I wave every time.
I do too.
Okay, well that's good. The one cool thing about having a PC now is that I have a tower to sit things on. So I've got the little Murloc, that little white Murloc that's up there. Lisa gave me that little fellow. He's adorable. And I've got my Deathwing and my Arthas. And I'm going to have to get one of my little whelp plushes. Because
Need more Murlocs.
Well, I have lots of Murlocs. I have 3 Murlocs now. And they are adorable. They can't all fit up there. We need to move. We really need to move. Because, I want a proper gaming room with, a whole wall of all my stuff. Because I have a lot
Sirius,
of
you
crap.
are free.
Oh, sorry, Sirius.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Ugh.
Okay. Thank you, chat room, for coming.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone.
We will let everybody go because we have some computer problems to fix for Cinder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see everybody next week.
Bye.
I love you.